What's happening, team? It's Liam from Lazarus Personal Training, back again, looking to start up on YouTube again. I guess the update is, where have I been? Well, the answer to that is not on YouTube. So for some inside stuff, I had a couple of ideas about what I wanted to do with YouTube videos. I'd come up here in this room that I've got to film some videos, and being completely honest, I just wasn't happy with any of them. I either wasn't happy with the content of it, or I wasn't happy with how the room looked. So after a phone call with a woman that I work with called Hillary, hi Hillary, she suggested moving the room around a little bit, and you know what? I did. I've moved some stuff around and I feel better for it, as silly as that might sound. So, and I've set the camera up and I've gone, you know what? This is okay. I framed this up pretty nicely. So here we go. Unless I look back on this and go, this is terrible, this is what you're getting out of it. So that's pretty much why I've not been on YouTube. Is basically I've just not been happy with the content that I wanted to produce on it. One of the reasons why I wanted to get back onto YouTube, get into a flow of uploading YouTube content, is because of an announcement that came up about a week ago. Myself and Nathan Black are starting up Pursuit Pro Wrestling. What is Pursuit Pro Wrestling? Well, basically, it's a training school based in Sheffield. And what we're looking to do is basically provide the best service for wrestling in the West Yorkshire area, in the South Yorkshire area, in Yorkshire, and hopefully across the UK. And that is no mean feat, because there are so many good schools within the UK. We just want to provide something that is a community that builds a scene and just helps people within British wrestling get to wherever they want to go. For me, the word pursuit has a couple of different meanings. You can pursue the highest level of wrestling that you want, or you can just pursue your own fitness and your own happiness. And I feel that that link, that name, just encapsulated what we wanted to do with it. There's so many things that we are looking to do. There's so many plans that we've got in place, and I think it's going to be really, really fun. And one of the reasons why I want to get back into YouTube content is because I want to film that process. I ordered a camera. Despite having a perfectly good working phone camera, I wanted a camera that I could carry around with me and that was separate. So I've ordered a camera. I want to do this more as a vlog type of thing, to take you through my perspective in becoming the head coach for Pursuit Pro Wrestling, which is really cool and a really awesome opportunity for me to take on, and just seeing how that goes and using this platform as a way of giving you a bit of inside stuff on Pursuit. At the moment, still very much laying the groundwork. For me, because this will all be pretty much from my perspective, I've been doing stuff like organising the website, most importantly getting all the safeguarding stuff in place. So I've been taking courses, I've been speaking to other companies and other training schools within the UK, asking what they've been doing and that sort of thing. So we're really getting that ground level in place so we set our foundations strong. But then outside of that, obviously, we're still sat in a lockdown. There's not much that we can do. We're waiting on a couple of final bits to come in place, but soon enough we'll be able to get rocking and rolling and get into the building and start putting things in place. So hopefully this content becomes less about me in this room that I've just sorted out, and me in the school, in the academy. Well, I don't think we're calling it an academy. In the school. We'll go in the training centre is the way that I will phrase it. Fucking COVID. I don't have COVID, by the way, it's just a frog in my throat. If we're then looking at training, as I've just mentioned, we're sat in lockdown, gyms aren't open, so guess what? This guy has been sat on his ass for 2 weeks. No, I tell a lie. Me and Ella have been going out for some runs. I've quite enjoyed them, surprisingly. Maybe enjoy is not the right word. I've been okay with them, and I'm not a big runner, if I'm being completely honest, but I've enjoyed going out with Ella on runs. We've been hitting like a 2 mile run, and we're just going steady on it. Not looking to break any records, not looking to like beat any paces or anything like that. Just getting through 2 miles every other day. So I've been doing that, but in an actual training sense, I've not been doing a lot. Now, I put a post up on Instagram on today, which is Wednesday, about training at home, because I feel like there's probably other people that are stuck in that similar rut. And to echo some of the sentiments, I would look to start small. In the first lockdown, the first thing that I did was I just got up in the morning and I stretched. I did 10 minutes of stretching, and that was it, day in, day out. I did that, and then I went, actually I could probably do a little bit more than this, and that's how I started getting back into a routine of stuff. I like to use time-based sets at home just because it's a different way of working, and rather than thinking sets and reps and not having access to certain things, I can go, right, I'm just going to do 40 seconds of whatever this movement is. Something else that I talk about in there is that it's important to remember our why in terms of if we're training. Is this something that we need to be doing? Do you need to really get on yourself to go and train? Or could you take it light? We're probably going to be back in the gyms in, I would say, March. Seems like ages away, but it's a month and a bit that we're going to be sat doing not a lot, and that might be the rest time that you need. It might be the time that you need to get some other things in order. So have a think about how desperately you need to train. It should help us get our mind and our body into a good place. And if it doesn't, if you find that working out at home just causes more stress, maybe do something else. Maybe go for a walk. Maybe start running. And then finally, something that I've noticed about working out at home, and you may have noticed it as well, far more sweatier. Like, I get warmer way quicker from working out at home. I'm pretty sure it's because we've got like the heating on and stuff like that. It is winter. Whereas at the gym, it's just a bit of a cold. Like Pride, where I work out, I love it, but it's a warehouse. Like, it's not particularly well insulated, and that's fine because it's a gym. But yeah, I just find that I get way more sweaty working out at home than I do working out at a gym. And then finally, wrestling wise, what have I been watching over this time? Because I think it's always fun to talk about wrestling, or else I wouldn't be doing what I do. I watched Wrestle Kingdom recently, and when that came out, really enjoyed it. It's really nice to watch a wrestling show in the morning and know that you've got the rest of the day to go on with. I think Ibushi's a star. I think Jay White's a star. I think they had an incredible main event. Although in saying that, I did enjoy night one and Ibushi versus Naito. That for me was more like, oh wow, but I can see the story that got told in night two. And I also quite like the split. Obviously the Tokyo Dome completely different this year. What was nice though was a couple of moments where you could hear the audience like gasp, and the Japanese audience have done a great job of just clapping and stomping and not making any noises. But now and again something happens. I think the Rana off the apron to the outside, there was like an audible like and to me that's when you know you've got them. Like, yeah, you can chant this is awesome, but if people are being told not to make any noise and then they'll let out a gasp, like, you've got them there. Something else I watched recently was WWE One Night Stand 2006, and I tweeted this, but I genuinely think that John Cena is probably one of the best heels of all time, but it only works because 99% of the time he is an ultra face. And at that moment in time, 2006, the smart marks are very anti-Cena. So to take that opportunity, they absolutely ran with it. And another instance of that happening is Money in the Bank 2011, where it is hometown CM Punk, Chicago, Allstate Arena against John Cena. And I think in those moments, John Cena really solidifies himself as a fantastic worker. It is a very good match, not the best match ever. I think the ending's a little bit off, but I can see why they did it to prolong stories. Same way with Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank's a fantastic match, and then we get towards the end stretch where they have to set up more stories. But as a credit to John Cena, he does a fantastic job of playing a heel, but only on like 1% of shows. And the problem comes that people want him to be heel all the time. If he was to do that all the time, people would cheer for him, and then he wouldn't be a heel, he'd be a face. But then they'd complain that he was a face. So those moments can only happen once every now and again. And I think One Night Stand is an excellent place, an excellent venue for that to happen. Also, something wins or loses, we riot is an iconic sign that happens on both of those shows. So maybe it's something with a sign rather than it being John Cena. Who knows? That pretty much rounds up what I wanted to do today. I just wanted to get back into a flow of it. Similar to the training. Started out small. I've just sat and talked at a camera, and I just want to get this up and out. If you've enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you aren't already. If you've got a question, feel free to drop me a message on here or on Instagram. I'm Lazarus_PT, and you can follow Pursuit Pro Wrestling at Pursuit Pro Wrestling on Facebook and on Instagram. We will be posting updates as we get more things set in place. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.